With WBA welterweight champion Senator Manny Pacquiao leading the charge, Philippine men's boxing is enjoying a golden renaissance as 2018 comes to a close, marked by 7 world title holders, 7 No.1 contenders and 27 fighters ranked in the top 10 by the IBF, WBA, WBO, WBC and IBO. It's a dramatic turnaround from the grim record last year. Only 2 Filipino fighters, IBF flyweight ruler Donnie Nietes and IBF superflyweight king Jerwin Ancajas, were on the throne at the end of 2017. This year, Filipinos figured in 24 world title bouts, registering 9 wins, 13 losses, 3 draws and 1 no contest. There's one more match on tap before the year ends as Nietes battles Japan's Kazuto Ioka for the vacant WBO superflyweight crown in Macau on December 31. Last year, Filipinos won 7 and lost 9 in 16 world championship fights. The 7 incumbent world champions are Pacquiao, WBO minimum weight titleist Vic Saluter, WBA bantamweight ruler Nonito Donaire Jr., IBO bantamweight boss Michael Dasmariñas, Ancajas, interim WBA bantamweight titleholder Reymert Caballo and interim WBA featherweight king Jack Tapora. The 7 #1 contenders are WBC featherweight Mark Magsayo, WBA featherweight Tapora, WBO featherweight Genesis Cervania, WBA bantamweight Caballo, WBO superflyweight Nietes, WBC WBO lightflyweight Jonathan Takening, and WBO minimum weight Robert Paradero. Filipinos were most active in IBF title fights with 8 outings, followed by the WBA with 7, WBO with 4, IBO with 3 and WBC with 2. Dealing the Philippines the most defeats in world title fights was Japan with 4, then Thailand and Mexico with 2 each. Minimum weight Toto Landiro was the only Filipino to lose in 2 world championship matches, bowing to Thailand's knockout CP Freshmert, Thamanoon Leongtrong, in a WBA fight in Chonburi last March 6, and to South Africa's Simpa Wakonko in an IBO contest in Mtata last July 22, both on points. Ancajas was the busiest Filipino fighter in world title fights, appearing thrice to stop Mexico's Israel Gonzalez in Corpus Christi last February. 2. Outpoint countryman Jonas Sultan in Fresno last May 26 and draw with Mexico's Alejandro Santiago in Oakland last September 28. The year also featured 2 world title bouts pitting 2 Filipinos against each other. First was Ancajas' win over Sultan, and second was Nietes' split draw with Aston Palict for the vacant WBO superflyweight title at the Forum in Inglewood, California, last September 28. Only 2 Filipinos are rated in the top 10 by all 5 boxing bodies, the IBF, WBA, WBO, IBO and WBC. Orient and Pacific Boxing Federation, OPBF, lightflyweight champion Edward Hino is ranked No. 3 by the WBO, number 4 by the WBC and number 6 by the WBA, IBF and IBO in the 108-pound division. Takening is rated number 1 by the WBC and WBO, number 3 by the WBA, number 8 by the IBO and No. 9 by the IBF, also in the lightflyweight class. Hino, 26, has a 13-0-5 record with 5 KOs and is slated to stake his OPBF crown against Japan's Koji Higaki in Hiroshima on February 11. Takening, 31, totes a record of 28-3-1 with 22 KOs. WBO Oriental flyweight titleholder Gimal Magramo is rated by 4 of the 5 governing bodies, No. 6 by the WBO, number 7 by the WBC and number 9 by the WBA and IBF, and will defend his crown against Wenfeng Ji in Suzhou, China, on Jan. 5. The only Filipino rated in the top 10 in 2 weight divisions is former IBO lightflyweight champion Rey Loreto. He's ranked number 5 by the WBA as a minimum weight and number 5 by the WBC and number 4 by the IBO as a lightflyweight. Of the 24 world title fights featuring Filipinos, the most active division was minimum weight with 7 bouts, then superflyweight with 4 and flyweight and bantamweight with 3. Donaire fought in 2 divisions. He lost a decision to Carl Frampton in an interim WBO featherweight title fight in Belfast last April 21 and halted Ryan Burnett to claim the WBA bantamweight plum in Glasgow last November. 3. Nietes also saw action in 2 divisions. He stopped Argentina's Juan Carlos Rivico to retain his IBF flyweight belt at the Forum last February 24 and drew with Palict in a fight that left the WBO superflyweight throne vacant. The 9 winners in world title fights were Pacquiao, Ancajas twice, Donaire, Saluter, Dasmariñas, Nietes, Tapora, and Gaballo. The 13 losers were Mark Anthony Barriga, Randy Patalcaran, Sultan, Vince Parras, Ernesto Solong, Landiero twice, Brian Valoria, Mercedo Gesta, Milan Malindo, Pedro Tajaran, Froilan Saluter and Donaire. Figuring in draws were Ancajas, Nietes, and Palict. The sole no contest was registered in IBO minimum weight champion Simpo Okonko's defense against Joey Canoy in East London last December. 2. Canoy dropped Konko in the second round, then the bout was stopped in the fourth after the South African suffered a cut over the right eye due to an accidental headbutt. Since the fight was halted within the first 4 rounds and Konko ruled unfit to continue because of the cut inflicted by an accidental headbutt, it was declared a no contest.